Okay. All right. Please, let me quickly explain the files that you have. These are the images. You can see this is a food item that we have. All right. This food are stored locally. Okay. These are different food vendor that this application is all about. Okay. You can see all the food there. Then the next thing you have again, you can see we have the basic.js. The basic.js contain our array. You can see that our array here is menu, and menu has this item id carry page is coming from a local word, a local file, id2, id3, id4. Then you have the app.js. Presently, this is what you have for your app.js. You know, this is where we are going to write all our code in JavaScript, but presently we only have the array. We have how many items here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 items. Then we have our logo.png, which is a png file, menu item.png. This is a default one that we want to load by default after we have gotten our HTML environment. Then it is JavaScript that will do this one for us. This is our index.what.html. All right. Now let me go and show you the finished project so that we know what we are in for. I think it's here. So this is what we are trying to create. You can see it now. This can be somebody website that the person sell food or item. Maybe the person don't have enough money to make it, to have a database, or the person just want to display what is selling online. Okay. So but this one now is manual. You can see that if I click on breakfast, all the food for breakfast will pop out, a filter. If I click on lunch, all food for lunch will what? If I click on shakes, all the food for what? Shakes. Dinner, the food for what? For dinner. I only have one food for what? Dinner. If I check all, I can see all the food item I have. So this is what we want to look at. So the first thing we need to do is to set up our HTML environment, and then we'll now move to the JavaScript to be doing our various logic. So let's start. So this is our index.html. Let's remove this guy that is showing. Let me go live. Good. So right now we have menu projects. Okay, now I'll remove this guy. So let's get our arrangements set up. So the first thing I need to get, you're going to give me a session with a class of what? Of menu. Give me a session with a class of menu. I will just be saying it. I believe we should know what I mean by that. Give me a session with a class of menu. Then give me a div, because I want that thing to carry what? Title. Give me a div with a class of what? Of title. A div with a class of what? Of title. So this one, I will pass in the title in what? In H2. So we are calling it our what? Our menu. Okay. Then we are through with that div. Still inside the session, give me a div with a class of underline. We want to have underline there. We did that in the other project that we did, which is for reviews, with a class of underline. If I save, you can see that I have our menu item, our menu. Oh, please, I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh, please, let me. So, doctor want to be a full stack developer. Full stack. Well, you need to be very good in front end before you enter back end. Because I'm not sure they even do much in back end, but it's that front end that you need to. What they do in back end is majorly crude. Get whatever the person feel on the front end, send to the database. If you understand it, then be able to call it back to the application. Either you want to delete or edit it. If you can do that crude operation, that's what they do, Jerry. Then your front end needs to be mad. You have to have very good front end, so that you know how to create all those edit button and all these things. All right, let's continue, Sha. I have my browser menu. So then I have my section there, section menu. Then the next thing I'm going to do is the filter. You know, our filters are buttons, right? The filters are what? Are buttons. So I'm going to display it for the purpose of this class. But going forward is JavaScript that's going to display it for us. So give me another div with a class of btn container. Btn container. Other div with a class of btn container. All right. So inside this btn container, by default, we want to have all our buttons there. Okay. So the first button I'm going to have there is a button. Then give this button a class. Oh, my bad. Give the button a class. Give this button a class of filter word btn. Filter btn. Please, you can find all of this inside your words, inside your CSS. Abi? Filter btn. So this one should be, sir? Huh? Okay. So give this guy a class of ID. You know, we need this ID to call it. Give it a class, give it the ID of, ID did not come at me. Give it ID of this one should you give it ID? Let's call it data ID, because if I call it ID like that, it may be confused because I will need the ID again. Data ID, give it all. Okay, this one is for all button. Outside there, password or yeah, Abi. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, right, I've given it a class, then give it a type of btn2. All right, give it a type of btn. So sorry, a type of button. Oh, what's this? What am I saying? A type of button. I think this is good for this guy. All right, so if I save this, okay, I have the all button here. So I will copy this guy. I hope I'm okay if I copy it. I'll copy this, I'll paste it. Then this one, theta btn, this one should be breakfast. Breakfast. Yeah, breakfast. Then this one should carry what? Breakfast too. So I have my breakfast there. So the next guy should come inside this button. Call this one lunch. Lunch. LU. Lunch. I call this one lunch. So if I save this guy, I'll be in a very good shape. So the next button I want to have is I have lunch. Then the last one is the shakes, right? So give it ID of shakes. So one should be shakes. Then call this one shakes. Okay, what we are doing is default. All of these things supposed to, the disadvantage of this thing that we are doing right now is this. What if item, like you see this one now, you notice that I didn't call this button. What if somebody put food item? Okay, he put a food item and we don't have the button. How do we find it out? That will be very difficult to do. So it's better you allow JavaScript to put the button by itself. They will record the what? The food, so that you can be flexible with anything that you want to what? Put there. Is that okay? Alright, so that's why I purposely make these 4 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. I leave this dinner. So this one will be coming with JavaScript. So the next thing I'm going to do here, we are done with that side. Now let's go to the menu items. Menu items. Let me call this one menu items so that you don't look as if menu items. So now menu items, I believe you know what we mean by menu item. We are dealing with the word, the food itself, the picture of the food itself. That's what we are dealing on. So give me a div with a class of session center. With a class of session what? Center. A div with a class of session center. Then inside this session center, we want to get a single word item. That is the default food that we want to display before we now be calling from the arrays, which is coming from what? From JavaScript. So let me just pass it there. A comment, single item, right? Single item. So I have this here. Give me a div. In this one, pass it inside a div with a class of should I pass it inside a div? Let's pass it inside article. Let's handle it with article. Article with a class of menu item. Article with a class of menu item. Article with a class of menu item. Alright. Then the next thing I'm going to put, give me image. Image with a class of with photo. Let's give, because inside the style there's a class of what? Of photo there. Am I good? Yeah. Then call this image. This image is menu, Abby. I have menu. This thing is going to come up here like this. If it is well. So if we check it, starter, you can see the menu there is appearing there. But let me just see what I can do here. If I say go dot 1, but do I still have access to it? Money, okay, it's still available. Okay, so this dot, do I? No need. This one is HTML, so no need. It's not showing. Showing now. This dot means I move a step further. So I went inside. This one means a step, one step. then I went into this. That's how I was able to get this. But if you pass it directly, you are still fine. If you pass it directly, you are still fine. Okay. Um, the single photo is now appearing. The next thing we need to pass in there is we need to get, because we need to get the info of that item. Okay, so we need to get the info of the item. We are passing all of this inside a div called a class of what item what info. So give me a div again here with a class of item hyphen info, with a class of item hyphen what info. Now let's pass it inside the header. Let's call header, so everything will be inside this particular what, this particular header. The first one is the h4. The h4 is buttermilk pancake. Buttermilk pancake. Please let me copy this. Buttermilk pancake, or buttermilk what pancake. Buttermilk pancake. I paste this guy here. So I haven't gotten that. The next thing is the price, Abby. So I'll come and say let me pass the price inside another 84. Now let's give it a class. Give it a class of price, because price was tiled in the CSS there. Give the class of price 15 what dollar. $15. So if I save this, this will be what fine. Is that the sample they have? All right, they have a space. A little space in between. Gotcha. They have a space in between. So if I have this, okay, I have header close is what? The what? Header item info. I'm in a good shape now. I'm in a good shape. Menu item, new item, menu item. Okay, let me space it with this one. Let me space it with this. If I save, okay. I hope nothing is commented out here. I have a class of item info, menu item, section center, photo. I'm in a good shape now. Header, price, 8484. This is just set up. So I'm going to pass in a paragraph tag here for the write up. So the write up for this item that I have here, I can copy this one that I have here now. Yeah, I am a baby. No, is this buttermilk? I'm a baby milk wolf. No. Let me use the respawn to get item here. Lorem, because this is default. It's just for me to set up the templates. Lorem, give me, what's this? Lorem, give me 30. Okay, that is okay now. So that's what I have. Yes, that is cool. Yeah, the next thing I'm going to pass in here. Which shape? Yes, you see it. Um, the next thing I'm going to pass in here is I have my section there. Now the next thing I'm going to have is the article of 15. Let me have all the items that I want to be what? To be pasted. So let me just have 4 of them. So if I go to my article, you can see I have an article here. Okay, if I copy this article that I have from here to here, please, oh, you have to get it set up before you copy it. If I copy this article that I have from here, I think the last word is article. I copy this, I paste, I paste. That's 4, abi. I save it. You can see that these are all the food items. Okay,